Today's video, let's talk about how you build leadership skills with the youth. This video is all about building leadership qualities in youth. How do you do that? And you got to understand that there's so many different areas of leadership that we can all grow in, especially our youth, right? That could be decision making, that can be relationship building, that can be influence, that can be goal setting, that can be a whole array of things. You got to think of leadership like a toolbox. And you get there and you grab one tool for each application to start working on a project. And a lot of times, different projects need multiple tools. So we need to think to our youth, what can we start today and give them the tools here and there to start building those up. Now I will say that teams really do a great job at this because you can be the best performer on a team but still lose the game. So in a team environment, you have to work together. Now, if you're a quarterback and you think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, well, the center that's going to hike you the ball, if he doesn't hike it right, you'll get called for the drop or the fumble. So we need to work together, and that is what teams do. They really make everybody work together in one unit so they can go forward, okay? Then there's decision making. Well, how do you do that? Well, there's different kinds of ways to do decision making. There can be live fire drills. That's what the military does, where they have bombs exploding all over the place and people are trying to do the mission, and like medic training and all these different things. And SWAT teams, they go through live fire. And when you got EMS training, they're going to live scenarios. Even the University of Toledo in Ohio actually goes and does live training for the nursing program to help them get ready for their careers. We have to have different keys and different ways to build all of our skills. So in youth, we need to really start picking those kind of things. And now, we're not going to put them in a box where it's burning and put bombs all over the place. We're going to start a little smaller, especially in our youth. So decision making and relationship building, influence building, those are all key areas that we can go and do to make them better. So what does that look like? Well, influence and relationship building is basically sales. Yeah, that's right. So there's business classes in high schools and business associations that teach people how to do sales pitches, which I don't really like the sales pitch. No one really does. It's kind of like the elevator pitch, right? That you could say whatever you're trying to sell in the length of time it takes you to go up and down in an elevator. I don't believe in that. What I believe is a process of walking with people to help them make their buying decisions. Well, influence is the same thing, but it has one core value, and that's to value others. Yeah, that's right. That core value right there that they call a soft skill is actually one of the most important things, because if you put a value on others, you're going to have empathy for them. You're going to want to communicate with them better. You're going to make the decision-making process include those people into it, whether they're helping make a decision or they're going to be a part of what your decision is. Like, your decision is going to impact them, and if you have a value on them, guess what? You're going to make a decision not just to make yourself feel better, but for the whole organization. Just like a family does. We make family decisions. So there's lots of areas we can go through to find different areas to grow. And there's tons of different programs out there. You can go start with the John Maxwell series of books. I mean, that's the first and easiest way to do that, is get people reading. Now, I didn't really like reading, which is why I went into engineering. Not to say all engineers can't read, but for me, I like the fact of taking things apart So that's when I started in engineering. But I'll tell you what, I read more books now more than I actually did back in college. And that's because I'm trying to grow my capacity to be a better leader and a better communicator and a better thought process where I take little tools, okay? So you have books. Books are the easiest and lowest investment into growth as far as leadership goes. So for the youth, that's the easiest way to start getting into it. The other thing you can do is podcasts, which is similar to books, just on, auditory. And then there's actual leadership programs. And that's where you can actually put people into like a John Maxwell or Entree Leadership Program. There's tons of them out there. So you have to just decide what you're looking for and then go into that direction to add that tool to your toolbox. Now, if you have any questions about some of those tools or relationship building and influence, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. I'd be glad to help you. Now, if this video is helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send to somebody you think it might benefit, because that's why I do these videos, to help you. We'll see you next time.